Hey guys, welcome to the Homestead. So today we're going to talk about some kind of doom and gloom stuff going on. I was looking on the news today and I saw these charts. This is the M1 money stock chart. Take a look at this. This indicates money printing here in America today, put out by the Federal Reserve. What that hockey stick tells you that you're looking at right there tells you that they are printing money into oblivion. They are running those printing machines like crazy, and it's the M2 money stock. Look at this chart, it's the exact same way. What this means, folks, chances are we are going to see in our lifetime some massive runaway inflation. It just is what it is, okay? And what that means for many things that we enjoy today is that many of the things that we take for granted are going to go away. I look, there's a Mennonite pantry that sells spices sort of in bulk. You can buy it in bulk if you want to. But they have really good prices on their spices. And if you know anything about spices, they are really expensive if you buy them at a lot of the stores that you go to today, a lot of the grocery stores. Unless you can find a place like we have where you can get them pretty affordably. And if you know history, spices are one of the major reasons a lot of the world's wars were fought, several hundred years ago. France, Spain, Britain, the Dutch especially, fought major wars over land and sea for the spice trade. Things like oregano. This oregano here, oregano is not grown in America. This mostly. Fine black pepper, the ground black pepper. I love black pepper. I love pepper, salt and pepper on my eggs, when I eat eggs or on my salads. Black pepper is not grown here. Cinnamon. Most of cinnamon in the world today is grown in Sri Lanka. Cinnamon is not grown here. Nutmeg. How many of you guys like nutmeg? Especially with ground cloves and nutmeg. We're approaching the time of the year where people love some of the fall taste and spices in their drinks, the different coffees and things like that. And this stuff doesn't grow here. It's imported. It's a part of the spice trade. What about chocolate? Did you know chocolate can only grow about 15 to 20 degrees above or below the equator? Real chocolate. If our economy ever took a crash, do you know that chocolate would go bye-bye? Real chocolate, the ability to get chocolate and enjoy chocolate, doesn't grow here. Coffee is another one, and we're going to talk about that today. Coffee has to be grown between 10 and 15 degrees above or below an equator to be grown effectively. And so I've teamed up with a home-based business. You know how much I love home-based businesses, right? And so I teamed up with a home-based business, veteran-owned business that's based down in Mississippi, and they have a port there where most of the world's coffee comes into the United States. And they have the ability to go into that port because they live just nearby and pick and choose some of the best coffees that you and I can enjoy. And they get them green. Now, the cool thing about green coffees is that for long-term storage and preparedness, remember, I love prepping, it stays good forever. Just like wheat berries, wheat in its berry form will stay good forever. They've taken coffee out of Egyptian sarcophagus in the past and have planted them, and they have grown. Green coffee beans will stay good forever. And so I decided, you know what? I really want to put aside some coffee for long-term storage. I want to have some green coffee beans that, if I run out of my current, roasted coffee beans that I have in my pantry, that I can pull out these beans. They're not going to go bad. I can roast them myself at home, and I'll have coffee. I won't be able to get more of them, just like I won't be able to get more, cinnamon or black pepper, but I can use what I have because it'll stay good forever until the day I decide to actually roast it and use it. So today, we're going to roast some coffee. I'm going to show you how easy it can be to do that. And then I'm going to give you the option to contact this home-based business and use a coupon code to get your own. So you can have some coffee beans in your long-term storage that will stay good until the day you decide to use them. So let's get started. So on this napkin here, I've got some Brazilian beans. These are from Brazil, green beans. And over here are the Tanzanian. It's weird, you can see the difference The ones from Brazil are definitely larger than the ones from Tanzania. And that's what my friend from Odyssey Coffee told me. He said that these Tanzanian coffee beans are just a tad smaller than your normal average green coffee bean. So very interesting to see the side-by-side comparison with some Brazilian versus some green coffee beans from Tanzania. Okay, so this is what I use for roasting my coffee beans. You can use, there's all kinds of different roasters out there, folks. You can spend an enormous amount of money on roasting machines and gadgets and all kinds of things, but really, I've been using this for years, just a small pan with a top on it, and there's one key that you have to remember when it's on the burner. You have to keep it moving. Have to keep it moving. Now, if you wanted to do a larger batch, you could use something like this, a popcorn popper, a stainless steel popcorn popper. It'll definitely keep the beans moving throughout the roasting process, but I don't usually do large batches like this. I just use this, for me, it's more of a treat where I use a small pot like this and just, you know, roast a few beans for a couple cups of coffee. Okay, now just a bit of a warning, small warning. When you roast these on your stove, if you roast coffee in your house, understand that a lot of people do this outside. Number one, because it's going to put out a gigantic amount of smell of those roasted coffee beans. And if you like that, great. But if it's a little more overpowering for you, the smell can sometimes last for days. I don't mind it. I love doing it in the house. But the second reason that a lot of people roast their coffee beans outside is because when your coffee begins to crackle, it produces, like, popcorn. You have like the hulls of the popcorn. Well, the coffee produces a very thin, lightweight hull that just the slightest breeze can blow it everywhere, and it can get everywhere in your kitchen. So we will take this outside at some point, and I will blow off the chaff, or it's really the hulls, I guess the hulls, right? And they'll go everywhere. So, but just to let you know, those two things a lot of times keep people from doing it inside. They roast their coffee outside. Okay, I got a couple of small handfuls of coffee beans in here. What I'm going to do is put this on the burner, and you have to remember to keep it moving. You want to keep it moving. You don't want these things to burn, or one will burn more than the other, and so you just got to keep the whole pan moving. That's the key, moving. So this pan is still hot. I'm gonna blow into it so you can see all the chaff and all the hulls just go flying away. Hopefully it'll pick it up on this white background. Do you see that? It gets everywhere, probably in my beard. It's been my experience, if you don't blow all this off, it's just gonna get everywhere in your house. And so, like, it's all over my hands and probably in my face. It just gets everywhere. So I usually come outside, blow it off, and then go right back inside and then grind my beans. So here's my coffee beans. My other camera doesn't do it justice, so I used my phone, which has a better picture here, but does not have as good audio. So let me be brief. These beans are more of a dark roast. I enjoy darker roast when it comes to my coffee. But you can look at the oil. See how shiny those beans are? That's the oil on the outside that's come from the bean after it's been roasted, and that's what gives it such a great flavor. And if you have a coffee that has been roasted months and months and months beforehand, that oil has dissipated and evaporated, and it's just not going to give you as flavorful a cup of coffee as if you roast it yourself. So you're going to get as much oil as you possibly can. It just tastes so much better. But anyway, that is the benefit of roasting your own green bean coffee and doing it from home. Now, there's like a million ways to grind your coffee, but I use a magic bullet simply because that is what I have here. So I give it a quick whirl in the magic bullet, and in the cup it goes. That was an easy and painless experience. Something you could do at home with just a few simple tools and some really good coffee. Smells fantastic, by the way. Whew. So if you enjoy coffee in the morning, here's the deal. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to the link in the description below, right in the description, and you're going to use the coupon code that's on your screen. Okay, Green Bean 2020, and they're going to give you 10% off your order. So go to the website, link in the description below, and order some coffee, green beans. And this is home-based business. Okay, I like supporting home-based businesses, not these other big companies. Let's deal with homeowners, people who have a homestead, who know what it's like to grow their own food, maybe have a garden, things like that. Veteran-owned business also. Support them and get some really good coffee in the process. The coffee we're drinking today is a Tanzanian bean. They have a Tanzania. It's a very good coffee growing region in the world. In East Africa. They have a number of other varieties you can choose from. You can also order some of their products, the roasted products. They have something they'll roast for you, but they don't roast them until you order. That way you know you're getting fresh, great roasted coffee that hasn't been sitting on a shelf for 2 months before you get it. That's the big difference, huge difference. So, all right, guys. Oh, there's nothing better than that. Go check them out, Odyssey Coffee, and give them some of your business and put some of those green beans up for your long-term storage. All right, guys. See you next time on the Homestead. Bye. Hey, guys. I'm happy to introduce an American Homestead sponsor, Zurvita Zeal. Now, first off, I only accept sponsors from products that I use and believe in. My family uses Zeal mainly because we want to ensure a healthy immune system. You see, it's made up of only whole food concentrates and includes no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. The included sweetener is all natural from fruit and the stevia leaf. It's gluten-free, it's vegan, and it's kosher. In February of 2019, my wife was diagnosed with cancer and soon after began undergoing both alternative and traditional treatments. In 2018, my youngest son was involved in a bike accident that resulted in the surgical removal of his spleen, and that's an important part of his immune system. And because we live on a farm, you can guess that having a healthy immune system for our family is very important. Some of the included ingredients are beetroot, chicory root, turmeric, moringa, blueberries, cranberry, goji berry, milk thistle, ginseng, alfalfa, broccoli, and so much more. It's these natural ingredients that can easily be made into a powerful and tasty drink that my family can make and feel good about. So sign up and give it a try today. Every purchase you make goes to help the homestead so that we can continue to make great homesteading videos for you. Link is in the description below. Go ahead, give it a try. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.